What's up, everybody? My name is Sam Darden. Subscribe to my channel, turn your notification bells on, leave a like, comment, and tell me what should I react to. Let me know. I will do them, and let's get to the video.
Number 15, David Liebe Hart, Salome. David Liebe Hart is a fairly well-known puppeteer and musician in the Los Angeles area.
This puppy is really creepy. I don't like this one bit at all. What in the world?
He has worked as a street performer, but has also done extensive work with very popular celebrities such as Robin Williams, as well as TV shows such as Tim and Eric Awesome Show, Great Job. This particular clip is from a 2007 episode of that show. Hart had a reoccurring role of a pretty ill-rehearsed puppeteer singing educational songs with a puppet that was usually pretty creepy. Well, this was scripted and probably done so trippy on purpose, that doesn't seem to change how uncomfortable it is. People are really used to seeing things on screen well rehearsed and running smoothly, so when we see something awkward or badly delivered, it tends to make us pretty uncomfortable. It's like a form of secondhand embarrassment. Plus, the spinning stars and the drug addict looking puppet adds to that extra air of what is happening to the whole skit.
Salome! 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 Thank you.
There are also several edited and remixed versions of this video floating around. Many of them make it even stranger to watch as you feel like you're on a really bad trip. Number 14, Still Life. This short film, often referred to as Town of Mannequins, was directed by John Kunans and was published in 2005. The story follows a very sleepy driver that makes a stop in a town that seems to be filled with nearly sentient mannequins. As soon as the man enters the town, he accidentally hits a mannequin. Which seems like no big deal until a police car is heard in the distance and he is followed through the rest of the film. The idea is creepy enough, but gets even more chilling when the plastic models begin to move their positions as the driver looks away. When he enters a home while on the run from the police, the family of the dolls inhabiting the house nearly attack him. This is a pretty great watch for anyone who is truly creeped out by dolls or mannequins, and the ending is great for anyone who loves a twist. It was filmed in Pakenham, Ontario, and since its release it has left viewers wanting more just like it, or at least more from its creators. Number 13, Sewer Toll, translated to Tile the Giant. The short film Sewer Toll was a Soviet-era Estonia animation that was released in 1980. The story follows a folk tale of a giant walking the earth, and while the storyline isn't very harmful, the art style and the music used create a sense of unearthly fear. The music is very deep and repetitive and mythical. Mythical makes sense considering the storyline, but everything else is pretty incidentally terrifying. There's not much story behind this disturbing cartoon. It wasn't done on purpose, but nonetheless it happened. It was actually so strange that an Estonian metal band named Metsätoll used some of the scenes from the cartoon in a music video of theirs. This is something you probably shouldn't watch at 3 a.m. with no sleep, but you're going to do it anyways. Number 12, Autism Simulator. Pretty much any simulator of a disability is going to be terrifying and emotional. As someone who does not suffer from these things, it's scary to think of a world where we did. The simulator was presented as a game online, intended to give the player an idea of what it's like to live in a world while being born with autism. Autism is defined as having difficulty in communicating with others, and with communicating your own emotions, thoughts, or ideas, difficulty in forming relationships with other people, difficulty in learning, and certain issues with language understanding.
What? I'm going to work.
I gotta get my GED.
Welcome to night school.
You're the night school teacher?
Is that not what I just said, little boy? That's what I like to call a teachable moment.
Rated PG-13.
Oftentimes, people with autism not only suffer from these ailments, but also from extreme forms of anxiety, which leads to meltdowns and antisocial behavior. The first step working with someone with this is understanding it. Even though this walkthrough is truly terrifying and something most of us only have nightmares of, it is a reality for some and something we should really all take the time to check out. Here's a clip of the walkthrough of the game. Number 11, Baby Laughs a Lot. This video is a lot more lighthearted than the previous ones, but it's still pretty creepy. Baby Laughs a Lot was a pretty innocent seeming toy for children. The doll officially hit the market in 1971 and of course came with plenty of commercial time to get the kids interested. The commercial published by Remco is actually a prime example of how creepy this toy actually is. The doll's laugh is very high-pitched and nearly psychotic. In the first few flashes of the commercial, the actresses can be seen looking to the camera in horror.
Listen to Remco's Baby Laugh a Lot. You're listening to Baby Laugh a Lot. She's the funniest doll you've ever seen. Just push the button and she starts to giggle. Get Baby Laugh a Lot by Remco.
Although they do begin to laugh later, you've got to wonder what made the directors decide this expression was what the children needed to exhibit. It wasn't long after the doll hit the shelves that the complaints started to pour in from disappointed parents saying their kids feared the doll and even had nightmares related to it. The company took the doll off the shelves before making adjustments to the laugh track and remanufacturing it. Fast forward to the age of YouTube and the urban legend comes back to life. People began uploading videos of the doll laughing with a set of nearly dead batteries, and the results are truly demonic. The old tale of the doll being a fear factor for children is still true today as well. Although it's probably not due to some curse, it's likely just that this baby is generally creepy. Yet another great clip for anyone who is afraid of dolls. Number 10, Bitterroot footage. This video is based on every horror fan's dream. A guy finds an old wooden box at a garage sale and can't help but purchase it. Once he cracks the box open, the contents are straight from a nightmare. The purchaser of the box, Chad, found a stack of pretty creepy photos with the word Bitterroot written on the back of them and a tin can that contained an 8mm film. In no time, Chad created a website and a video to display the things found in the box. The photos seem to be of a man wearing a hood or sheet. The figure in the photos seem almost ghoulish, and there are even more disturbing images of what appears to be a body wrapped in a sheet and chains. With a pretty valuable response, Chad managed to purchase a projector and record the findings on the film. The film featured the same figure from the photos walking through a property, sitting at a table, poking at the alleged body on the ground, and walking back out again. The entire thing is pretty lengthy, being nearly 5 5 minutes long with no sound. There are also numerous other things that aren't very easy to make out, such as a body that appears to be lying on a table with a sheet laid over it, although that's subjective. Towards the end of the film, the camera person is walking in the woods and comes upon a sheet. They poke at the sheet a few times with a stick before unveiling a head. Many people have said that there's no truth behind this story involving Chad, and that this was actually just a student project that got left behind. On the website bitterrootfootage.com, there's an update that claims the person who sold the box has been contacted, but the website as well as the YouTube channel has been left unattended for about 3 years now. One thing is for sure, that even if this is a student film, it's grainy, confusing, creepy, and gory enough for horror fans to appreciate and maybe even be disturbed by. Number 9, clowns. There's not very much information available for this video. It really just seems to be very creepy imagery of clown-like people in paintings. At one point in the clip, a saw is whirling on screen and goes down towards some type of doll. The scene cuts off just before the saw makes contact, and then this demented clownish figure stares into the camera in silence for a good minute at least. This video was most likely some sort of project, considering how many people are scared of clowns. It's almost done in poor taste. This is bound to make your skin crawl, even if you don't just fear the carnival jokesters. Number 8, Lynn Ann. This woman has actually made quite a name for herself recently. Even though her videos have been up for about a year, she has really only entered the spotlight in the past 6 months or less. Lynn Ann is this YouTuber who seems to be about 35 at least, who makes webcam videos mostly surrounding her obsession with Eric Harris, one of the 2 Columbine shooters. One of the biggest reasons we are urged to not allow mass murders or serial killers into the news too often is for this exact reason. We get these batches of people totally obsessed and blinded by their apparent fame that they forgot they killed numerous people. Or even worse, they're fully aware of that and glorify it. Lynn Ann's videos aren't that bad as far as glorifying Harris goes. They're mostly just creepy because of the way they're filmed and the way she talks. She stares right into the camera with a huge unnerving smile and says,
"Eric Harris rocks my world. Eric Harris rocks my world. Eric Harris rocks my world. Forever and ever and ever."
In one video, she even jokes, "I'm fucking crazy and I'm coming to butcher you." While she's probably doing this as a sarcastic response to many people calling her crazy, it's still very creepy considering the situation. On her YouTube channel, she provided a link to her Facebook, which is drowning in Eric Harris photos and collages. She also often talks about the 13 turds, which were the victims of the Columbine shooting. She calls them fugly and says that they deserved what they got because of their privileged backgrounds. There have also been rumors that she regularly harasses the parents of the victims, but there is no evidence. She even gets into Facebook disputes with other Eric Harris fans. Yes, there are more. Many people have messaged her, and it's likely she will reply. She expresses her obsession with Eric is based on their similar past and psychological issues. She says she has been doing research on the shootings since they happened in '99, and out of the 2, Dylan and Eric, she feels Eric was a kinder person who felt more deeply than Dylan. While her actions should in no way be condoned, it's very clear she is suffering from deep psychological issues at the very least. Number 7, Post-Sugar Rice Crinkles. This is, for some reason, a fan favorite in the horror community. It's really just your average everyday cereal commercial, but Kringles the Clown makes it 10 times more terrifying than it has to be.
Breakfast! I'm hungry! Take it from Karinkles. That's me. The best breakfast under the big top is Post Sugar Rice Karinkles. So creepy, so delicious, so different. Each grain of rice in Sugar Rice Karinkles is crinkled with honey and sugar. It's so good, I crinkle every time I eat it. Yet, no matter what other rice cereal you've ever tried, you'll love Post Sugar Rice Karinkles best of all. Honey and sugar make it different and wonderful. Wonderful! A circus of fun to eat. So you crinkle on down to the store for Post Sugar Rice Karinkles, the greatest cereal treat on earth.
We'd like to believe it's just because of the vintage quality of the footage, but honestly, this clown would probably be creepier in full quality, full color HD. Clowns have always been a very scary thing for strange psychological reasons, and this one is at the top of that list of overly happy, way too in-your-face clowns. Can you imagine being a kid and walking up to see this guy promoting your favorite cereal? There are also a lot of versions of the same commercial with slowed or distorted audio that look like home videos from hell. Number 6, PHR-2/771. This video is presented as a type of virtual tour. The video takes you through the different and creepy rooms of a house with short slides of text that explains the rooms one by one. One room is apparently covered in Andy's skin, and one room is known as the suicide room. There are several images of dripping blood, locked doors, innocent appearing knickknacks, and other somehow disturbing things. A pretty interesting yet unsettling track plays over this whole ordeal. The information actually becomes quite confusing at some point as you watch this educational video. You're left with more questions than answers. This video is really subjective. Most people in the comments make remarks about the song and the video being well put together and entertaining. Meanwhile, the other half of the commenters are just freaked out and worried. There's actually not much information out there for this video. Many people have shared it and posted it to their own blogs and websites, and several channels have done research into it, but there's not much to be known. The channel that originally posted this video back in May of 2014, A Species Omniham, included a description in the video that leads to a Blogspot account where other strange things can be found. The page mostly consists of weird distorted messages, one of which reads, "Attempted to cover the ground with a layer of lead before any sort of construction was to take place. However, small animals and children remained vulnerable." The YouTube account has several other videos somewhat similar in nature, with the same genre of music, strange descriptions, and no explanation. Number 5, The Cat with Hands. This short film was directed by Robert Morgan and was released in 2001. You wouldn't really expect a low-budget short film to be as disturbing as this, but the stop-motion style animation and the freaky and frayed artwork combined with the overall eerie storyline pretty much hit the bullseye of creepy. The overall plot is about a cat that desires to be human and takes body parts from people who come in contact with him. The short is narrated by an older man dipping buckets into a well, telling the tale of the creepy feline. boy's face and rips out someone's tongue. The end of the 3-minute short includes a pretty good twist, as well as some disturbing imagery involving a man's face. Give it a watch if you're into this kind of thing. Number 4. Alan Tutorial and unedited footage of a bear. These two disturbing videos go hand in hand because they are great pieces of metaphorical art created by the same twisted mind, Alan Resnick. Alan Tutorial was a YouTube series that went on for quite some time and got very out of hand. This channel became very well known across the internet for a particular video in the series titled How to Pick Up a Blue Chair Off the Ground.
Today I'm going to do a new tutorial how to pick up a chair if it falls down. You need is just to lift.
This blue chair is actually present in many of Alan Tutorial's videos.
I gotta go. I gotta go.
Somewhere in the background. The overall plot of this series of tutorials was that they were being made by an allegedly mentally challenged young man. The tutorials didn't make very much sense most of the time and were even a little scary, as this challenged man was so often using very dangerous objects and materials. The series really went off the rails when Alan was kicked out of his home. He ran the streets, lost and sadly enthusiastic about the situation. Eventually, Alan was picked up by someone in a large truck and transported to what appeared to be some sort of facility. Well, here he continues to make videos, and we can clearly see his mental state decline even more, from not only being challenged, but to the state of near insanity as well. It becomes clear that Alan is being held there against his will. During his stay here, things get very messy and very, very disturbing after not too long. His room is eventually very grimy, covered in black smudge, and is generally wrecked. Anyone who followed this series was immediately concerned and horrified. There was plenty of speculation over the web about whether this was real, who was behind it all, and what it meant if it was indeed faked. The sidekick to this unique project is the Adult Swim commercial titled Unedited Footage of a Bear. It originally aired on Adult Swim as a commercial sometime in the middle of the night. It starts out as literally unedited footage of a bear that is made to seem like it was filmed by two hikers or something. Eventually, the scene of the bear cuts to a commercial for an allergy medicine named Claradril. This seems pretty normal until a skip ad option appears in the bottom right corner of the video, as if it was being played on YouTube. Keep in mind, this was on television originally. The Claradril commercial ends, but the cameras are still following the main woman as she drives, her car full of empty pill bottles and cough syrup bottles. Legal warnings still flash in fine print on the bottom of the screen. Despite this clearly no longer being an allergy medicine commercial, the woman is driving and eventually meets a clone of herself who beats her, runs her over, and goes to her house to take over her life. There are several flashes of this woman living her life, looking totally strung out and abusing her children. Both of these videos are pretty disturbing in their own way and took the internet by surprise. There's a lot to be said on these two that can't possibly be done here. However, the YouTuber Nightmind has done analysis videos on both of these projects. There's a link in the description. Number 3, Crooked Rod. You have to be seriously creative and pretty disturbed to make 5 minutes worth of footage using only some dolls you found in your backyard and other common household items. However, David Firth, the creator of Salad Fingers, really had no issues in accomplishing it. Crooked Rod is a short film that eventually aired as part of an off-the-air special for Adult Swim titled Nightmares. Crooked Rod is just a collection of pretty terrifying things that happen to these two dolls. The fake blood, jumpy movement, and disturbing sounds make this a very unsettling clip. insanity as it's very confusing and stressful. Firth also mentioned that it was done entirely stop motion with no CGI assistance whatsoever. The process of stop motion takes a very long time, and Crooked Rot is the diseased baby of stop motion art in a good way. This video has made its rounds through the horror community as quite the spectacle, and will go down in history as one of the most disturbing things aired on Adult Swim. Number 2, the cryptic video. Since this video surfaced in 2015, it has already created quite the buzz in the horror community. The black and white video features a man in a black cloak and plague doctor mask standing in some type of abandoned building near a forest area. Throughout the video, this figure looks towards and away from the camera, raises his arms, and presents a blinking light on his hand. This video has been found to be literally packed full of hidden messages and riddles. The community has been hard at work since the video was discovered, trying to decode all that was hidden within the layers of the video. A spectrogram was run on the video which revealed images of tortured and murdered women, along with the message, "You are already dead," and "We are antivirus." There's also a Morse code message that translates to "Red lips like 10th," but many people believe it's an anagram for "Kill the President." There are several theories floating around, such as this is related to a serial killer, a terrorist group, it's a horror movie ad, or it's an art project. However, a lot of these seem more unlikely when the video is more deeply analyzed. There are plenty of channels out there that have looked deeply into the disturbing video, and there is even more information popping up each day, such as recently a man named Parker Wright came forward and claimed to be the creator of the videos, and even since then there have been more cryptic videos published. The only downside is that there are now more people out there creating similar videos that are not original, so it's pretty difficult to get a grasp on what actually is and what is not actually related to the first video. Regardless of the story behind the video, it's bound to make you pretty uncomfortable. If the imagery doesn't give you chills, then the sheer fact of not knowing the end result to the story may bother you. Number 1. Mark Twain's The Mysterious Stranger. The stop-motion nightmare is still shared over and over on social media even today, commonly with the caption, "Check out this creepy cartoon, what's it from?" and sometimes with other weird backstories that aren't true, such as it's a cursed children's cartoon from the 50s. Well, the truth is that this cartoon was created based on the final unfinished novel by Mark Twain that commented on humans' belief in religion and the idea that the human race was damned. This claymation was made for the film Adventures of Mark Twain and features a satanic figure, which is a headless, royally dressed person holding a white mask in front of them as a face.
What's your name?
The character has a very ghostly voice that tells 3 children to build their own clay people. The stranger proceeds to tell the children that he hates the human race and that they are a greedy lot. He goes on to kill several of the now living clay people, all while his face contorts to a more terrifying expression. The stranger has a power to create natural disasters among the small clay population that the children created. He kills them all in a mass natural disaster and says,
I can do no wrong, for I do not know what it is.
This whole animation and story is clearly a critique on God, organized religion, and the ideas of existence. Not only is the animation terrifying as stop motion often is, but the stranger is an embodiment of the doubt we all have in our own existence, of the unanswerable questions that keep us up late at night. Who are we? Does any of it matter? And are we truly alone?
Life itself is only a vision, a dream. Nothing exists save empty space, and you are but a thought.
Got an idea for a top 15 video? Be sure to submit.
So if you guys like this video, please subscribe and turn your notification bells on and leave a thumbs up and comment down below. Thanks for watching this video. Have a great day. Bye.